Sheep snacks, crazy sheep. It's better than having a flat tire on your Jeep. It's better than a paper cutter eating a rotten peanut. It's better than burning your tongue on a Chinese dumpling. Crazy sheep, sheep that's crazy. It's better than a hamster that's really lazy. It's better than stubbing your toe, falling face first in yellow snow. It's better than a baby panda biting you on the knee. Watch together on your TV and talk with your family. Live like you're called to be with Jesus. Watch together on your TV and talk with your family. Live like you're called to be with Jesus. Crazy sheep.
Bah, 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 bah.
Moo.
Hey everybody, I'm Kyle, that's Jeremy,
And this is Daisy.
and here we are at the Crazy Sheep World Headquarters. So what's going on with Daisy? Is it like bring your dog to work day or something?
Well, not exactly. I just, thought that usually here on Sheep Snacks we talk about our faith in God or following Jesus, but thought it'd be fun just to switch it up a little bit.
How so?
Well, we got an animal right here. I thought it'd be sweet to do an animal episode. Just talk about all the cool stuff that we love about animals.
Yeah, we were going to do an episode about why we love God, and I was really looking forward to talking about all my favorite things about God.
Well, we'll still do that sometime, but don't you think it'd be pretty sweet to have our very own animal show?
Oh yeah, like where the guys crawl around in the desert and wrestle monkey badgers?
Yeah, and that one lady that rides a wild zebra through the rainforest looking for the endangered Amazonian water skunk.
Problem, we don't have any badgers, your bat goes out when you wrestle, and I have a severe allergy to water skunks.
That's why I have Daisy. We can just talk about all the cool stuff that we love about dogs.
Okay, so what's one reason you love Daisy?
I love Daisy because she loves me. She loves hanging out with me and being wherever I am. In fact, if I am in a room with the door closed, she'll come up to the door and scratch and paw at the door so that she can come in and be with me. Yep, nothing will get in the way of Daisy hanging out with the people that she loves.
Now that reminds me of something I love about God, and I want to write it down so I don't forget, and we can talk about that once we're done with the animal episode.
Okay. Hey Kyle, what's the curtain for?
Well, Jeremy, we're going to try and rip it.
I like it.
Let's bust some reality.
Okay, so you got me curious. How are we going to bust reality with a curtain?
Okay, well, reality was originally busted in Matthew 27:51. You remember that?
Okay, that would have been about the time that Jesus died on the cross.
Exactly. And it says in Matthew 27:51 that right after he died on the cross, the curtain in the temple was torn in two from top to bottom.
Okay, so God busted reality when he tore a giant curtain in half.
Exactly. Since giant curtains don't just rip in half on their own, God definitely busted reality with this one.
So what are we going to do?
Okay, well, our project is to see what it's going to take to rip this curtain in half so we can show how amazing it was when God ripped that curtain in two in the temple.
All right, sweet. Let's get to it then. When do we start ripping?
Okay, well, first, we have to figure out why there was a curtain in the temple in the first place.
Okay, let me guess. This is about the time you asked me to design a scale model of the temple.
We work so well together. How's it coming?
Just installing the curtain now. I didn't realize how huge the temple curtain was until I started doing some research for this scale model.
Yeah, it was pretty huge. I think even taller than the room we're standing in, and thick too. I mean, we're not talking about a bed sheet here.
Yeah, no kidding. I read that it was hung up in the temple to separate the most holy place from the rest of the temple. Like behind the curtain was God's most holy place where nobody could go except when the temple priest entered to offer sacrifices so that people could have forgiveness of sin.
So regular folks weren't allowed past the curtain to the most holy place?
No way. It kept God and man separated.
So when God ripped the curtain in two, I guess he busted a lot of realities.
Yeah, he busted the reality that denied regular people direct access to God. And after he ripped the curtain, every single person could go to God through Jesus.
Huh. And he busted the reality that giant curtains can't rip in half on their own.
Well, there's that too.
Let's rip. Our goal is to see what it takes to tear a curtain in two so we can show just how incredible it was when God busted reality.
I'm ready.
All right, we're going to start off simple. Manpower.
Let's get busting.
All right, for our first manpower attempt, we're going to use good old-fashioned muscle power. Ready?
Ready.
Let's rip.
Ow! I think I broke a nail.
My pancreas!
I don't know where Kyle is, so while I wait for him, I'm gonna go medieval on this curtain. What was that?
You got a sweet right jab, dude.
Did it rip?
Well, we weren't able to rip the curtain with manpower.
So now it's time to move on to gadget power.
We've designed a pulley system that will give us even more ripping force to apply to the curtain.
Each pulley increases our torque output by a quotient of 3 times the inverted force pressure.
That's a lot.
Okay, everything is in place.
All right, dude, on the count of 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Did it rip?
Nope.
Let's get serious.
Well, manpower didn't work. Our ripping gadget didn't work. That leaves just one thing left. Firepower. Fire. All right, now it gets really fun. We've strung up the curtain with our special Reality Busters explosive wire from top to bottom.
For safety reasons, we're gonna light the wire from the bottom, and hopefully it will burn all the way up the curtain, ripping it in half as it goes.
And since we're dealing with some serious firepower, we're going to have to use our patented Reality Busters motorized fire starter. This little guy will allow us to light the explosive wire while staying a safe distance from the curtain.
We don't want to burn our eyebrows off.
Bah! Remember, kids, don't play with fire, don't try this at home, and please, stay out of trees that are near overhead lines.
Okay, the curtain is set, the explosive wire is set, the motorized fire starter is set, and Kyle and I are a safe distance away.
It's go time.
That was awesome.
We followed all safety precautions.
Let's go see if it worked.
All right. Whoa, dude. Did that rip at all?
That is one intense curtain.
If we couldn't rip this little curtain with manpower, gadget power, or firepower, imagine the power it must have taken for God to rip that giant curtain in the temple.
Yeah, definitely only something God could have done. He's a reality buster.
And he busted reality when he made it possible for anyone to come to him.
Yeah, God was unleashed to the whole world when that temple curtain ripped.
That's all the reality busting time we have for today. So remember,
We all have access to God because of Jesus.
so live in God's power.
And bust your own reality.
Okay, so I love Daisy because she loves to be with me. What's one thing that you love about dogs?
Trying to think of the best way to say this. She's a great pillow, Daisy.
Okay, you got my attention. I wasn't expecting her to be compared to a sleeping accessory.
You know, sometimes she'll be like laying on the living room floor and I'll come in and I'll just like put my head on her stomach like a pillow. She's very comforting.
Okay, I see where you're going with this. Like this one time I stubbed my toe and I was like rolling around on the floor and, you know, screaming and hollering, and she got up real close to my face and inched her nose right up next to mine. It's almost like she was saying, "What can I do to help?"
Or maybe she was saying, "Get up off the floor, you're embarrassing yourself."
No, she was comforting me because I needed help.
That gives me another idea about what I love about God. I keep getting all these great ideas. This is awesome. I can't wait to talk about this.
Well, it's just gonna have to wait because today we are only talking about dogs. Isn't that right, Daisy? Isn't that right, Daisy?
Dude, I am tired. Look at this park. This is the sweetest skate park in the county. Man, I've been rocking some mad moves on this thing. Well, it's hard to skate in these skater glasses. I'll tell you what though, after a few times skating around on this thing, followed by a few times standing back up, you start to get pretty wore out. I mean, I've been skating out here for hours and the ramps start to get bigger and bigger and the concrete starts to get harder and harder. I mean, I'm good. I really am. It's just, I'm out of practice. There was this one time where I dropped in on the half pipe and I did this crazy 360 followed by all these spins, and then I did a backflip and vaulted over these stairs. Oh wait, that was Tony Hawk. In a dream I had where I was Tony Hawk. Anyway, it also would be a lot easier if I wasn't carrying around this big thing of tips that I downloaded off the internet learning how to skate. I gotta admit though, I'm starting to get pretty weary. This skate park may wear me out physically, but I've gotten tired in other ways too. When I was in junior high, around 13 years old, my emotions got to a place where I thought they'd had all they could take. A bunch of friends of mine that I'd known most of my life started making all these choices that I knew I didn't want to be a part of. They started choosing things for their lives that I knew God didn't want me choosing for mine. I mean, I was no saint and I'd made my share of mistakes, but I always tried to do my best to keep God first in my life. And for that choice, I got picked on a lot. I got picked on so much, I felt like my emotions were at their end. I didn't want to go back to church. I didn't want to face these kids. I didn't want to answer a question in Sunday school or try and make a joke for fear of getting my emotions beat up on some more. I mean, here I was in the church in which I'd grown up, and I'd always felt like it was a safe place from the rest of the world, and that was the place I was dreading going the most. Man, I was so weary, I didn't know what to do. The dictionary defines being weary as being physically or mentally exhausted by hard work. Although we can all think of a time when our brain was exhausted as well as a time when our body was exhausted. Ever cried so hard you got sick to your stomach? I'd say that counts as being weary. But here's a new one. What about being heart weary? We know our bodies can get tired, we know our brains can get tired, but can our hearts get tired? I'll tell you when my heart got tired. That period of my life when I let my friends get to me so much, I didn't even want to keep coming back to church. My emotions were getting beat up on, and I was relying completely on myself to come up with a solution. When I decided I could do everything on my own, handle all my own problems, come up with all my own solutions, I didn't need anybody else's help, my heart got so tired from the load that it was carrying, it started affecting every other area of my life. My heart was so weary by trying to do everything myself, I couldn't take it, and I didn't even realize it. Here I was getting picked on for trying to live a life of Christ, and I wasn't even handing everything over to him. It says in Matthew 11, "Come to me, all who are weary, and I will give you a real rest." And a different version says, "Get away with me and you'll recover your life, and I'll help you live freely and lightly." Freely and lightly. God says when we live our life with him as the main character, then we won't have to handle it by ourselves when we have a weary heart. I know what it feels like to have a tired heart, and that's not something I want to handle on my own ever again. Well, it was rough going, but I stuck to it. Resting in God was the best choice I ever made. I can't say all my friends came around, but I can say that my problems just seemed smaller when I decided to rest in Christ and give everything over to him. How about you? Is your heart tired? Maybe it's tired from trying to handle things on its own instead of taking that real rest in Christ. A real rest. That sounds good to me. Freely and lightly. Geronimo.
Joaquim, what do you love about dogs?
Are you crazy, sheep? I don't love dogs. They chase us sheep around all day, yapping about not wandering off from the herd, nipping at my feet for no reason, and jumping around nonstop like Wally Joyner after an energy drink.
Joaquim! Caffeine! Yay!
Besides, sheep, this episode was supposed to be about what we love about God, not some spastic four-legged canine.
Fun! Sugar! Yay!
Oh, brother.
Well, Joaquim, you can still tell everyone why you love God. I think that would be okay.
You think so?
Sure. Just do it before Wally Joyner comes back. I think he guzzled my energy drink, too. We could be in for a long night.
I was just gonna say that I love God because I can always count on him. He doesn't change, he's always there, and he keeps his promises.
He's faithful.
Exactly.
Okay, hi everyone. It's time for Chloe to talk. I love talking, but my little brother Dylan always gives me the grossest faces whenever I try talking to him. So, I'm going to talk to you today. Lucky! So it's Saturday, and I really need to talk today because I've been reading all morning, and my eyeballs are about to fall out of my face and make a mess on my desk. That was kind of gross. Sorry. I'm really not a rude person. I'm usually very polite and proper. Dylan, get your underwear out of my room before I throw you in the dirty clothes! Anyway, I was reading my Bible this morning in the book of Joshua, where the Israelites were finally getting to live in the land that God had promised them when he rescued them from Egypt. I'm serious, Dylan! And I was reading this part where God was dividing up the land or something, and they kept saying all kinds of weird names and cities and stuff. I mean, listen to this. The kingdom of Og. Og, 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 Og. Og, 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 Og. There's even more weirdness like this, and the names seem to go on forever. Jefune, Othniel, son of Kenaz, Zephulihayad, son of Hapher, Ziklag, Elimelech, Umah, Dan? Danny! Anyway, you get the point. All those names and places gotta be a little not very exciting. So anyway, that's why I'm talking to you instead of reading. Of course, there's one other little teensy weensy, ultra mega cool, exciting, huge thing going on today. I get my soccer trophy today. Superstar! So, in case you didn't know, I've been playing soccer this year. And in case you didn't know, soccer takes a lot of running. And in case you didn't know, running is hard work. It's okay. I'm alright. Sometimes it's just hard to slow down my soccer skills. I should lay down for a bit. See, at the beginning of the year, our soccer coach promised us that we would all get a trophy at the end of the year if we just listened to him, practiced hard, and played our best. Now this is the important part to hear. I've never gotten a trophy before. I know what you're thinking. How could a girl like me have never gotten a trophy? Huh? I mean, considering all my amazing skills and talents. Just kidding. But seriously, I've never had a trophy, and I really wanted one. So I accepted the challenge. Arr! It turned out to be a really long year. One time, during the second game, I even got hit in the face with the soccer ball. No! But I really wanted that trophy, so I kept going to practices, even when they were really boring, and Coach talked the whole time about soccer rules.
The offside rule is an important rule in soccer. Let me explain it to you by drawing these scribbles and random shapes on this board. Rada, 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 blah, 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 rada, rada, rada.
But I made it through the year, and today I get my trophy. High five! Anyone? Anyone? I'm so excited I can hardly stand it!
Chloe,
Yeah, Mom?
it's time to leave for your soccer party.
Okay! This is it. I put up with an entire season of sweaty socks for this very moment. I gotta go, but I'll be back right after my party. So, I've just been to a little soccer party where I ate some yummy pizza, played some video games, and got a trophy! Trophy? Hello, I'm Chloe's trophy. I'm totally awesome. Would you like to gaze at my shininess? Isn't it so cool? I finally got my very own trophy. I've waited for like my whole life for this trophy. I wish you could have been there. Coach stood up in front of everyone and called each of our names one by one.
Eli Robertson, Allison McAllister, Nathan Porter, Chloe Graceland.
Thank you! I ran up to the front and claimed my trophy. My beautiful plastic piece of art. My long-awaited gift. My promised reward. Light bulb! Hey, that stuff I was reading this morning in Joshua was kind of like getting my trophy today. Coach was giving us the trophies he had promised, and God was giving the Israelites the land he had promised.
Benjamin, your land will include Jericho and other cities with weird names.
If I'm this excited about getting my first trophy, imagine how excited the Israelites must have been to finally get to live in the promised land. Yay! Woohoo! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Woo-hoo! All I have to do now is find a place to put this trophy. Yep. That's pretty cool. Dylan!
Kick the ball. Kick it. Kick it.
I don't think it's going to work, dude.
Kick it. Fine, I guess you're right. Guess I'll have to scratch off best soccer playing dog ever off my reasons of why I love Daisy.
But there are lots of other reasons why we love Daisy.
That's true. She likes to hang out with us. She comforts us. She's got a cool purple tongue.
You know, thinking about the notes that I took today, I don't think we have to wait to do our episode about why we love God.
Well, what do you mean?
Well, we learned today that God did incredible things to be close to us. We find rest and comfort when we trust in Him, and He's always faithful to keep His promises.
That is a great list of reasons why we love God. You know what? I bet the folks watching at home have even more reasons about why they love God.
Do you? What do you love most about God? In other words, talk to each other about why you love loving God.
Yeah, talk about a time when God brought you comfort and showed His faithfulness. Just share some God stories.
Yeah, and maybe next time, we'll wrestle a skunk monkey.
All right, kick it.
Or maybe not.